Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Queen Season 1, Episode 7, entitled Who Shot Ya? I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. We're back at the viewing of the billboard, and the gun person is taking out their weapon and even stops to rethink the decision. They approach everyone, and Eric says, "Wait, I can get you your money." And he's shot 12 hours earlier. The ladies pose for promo photos for the tour. Eric handles promo calls and then gets a call from a do not answer line. He declines the call and continues with Ryan. Lauren is still bummed about everything, being dropped by the label. She doesn't have a dime to her name, but the good news is that Eric convinced the label to forgive what she owes. Jill thinks that that's interesting, that they forgave what she owed, but lets her know that the tour would get her back on her feet, and the so-called relationship with Tina is over. Meanwhile, Eric is still receiving calls from a do not answer number. The ladies are upset that Valeria hasn't confronted her mom yet about taking the photos of the credit cards. Valeria reports that no charges have been made and nothing has been taken from her house. There's got to be a good explanation. And she wants to give people the benefit of the doubt from now on. Jumping to conclusions was the old Valeria. Bree can't believe that since Muffin sampled their song, this opened the door for another tour after 20 years. Naomi agrees that after all of this time, finally everything feels right. Eric lets them know that there's a press meeting later and notices Naomi smiling at her phone. After he leaves the room, Naomi spills the tea that Rodrigo makes her smile. He knows music, he's funny, and he loves her music. She's even agreed to a date and will be her first date. Rodrigo seems normal and she just doesn't know normal. They look at some clothes for the date, and Bree shares memories of her first thing she wore with Jeff. Also, Bree is shocked that Naomi never told her about Eric. Maybe she should consider giving Eric another chance. Maybe they can be a family. Bree wants to be a part of the date as well. They might need a chaperone. Lauren lets Eric know that Naomi is getting ready for a date, and Eric appears to be a little jealous. All the while, the group is being watched. It's 9 hours until Billboard. Valeria confronts her mom, and she just explains it that she had never seen a black card or been on a music set, so she took a photo. Eric comes by to help. He has people to investigate this so-called mom. He requests the credit card that has her fingerprints. He even helped Val a while ago in figuring out who sold Valeria's nudes to the Inquirer, only to find out it was Valeria. She wanted just some media attention. Jill lays down a track in the studio, and Wyclef is impressed. He applauds her bravery and artistry. He wants her input on a track, and she gives her 2 cents. He admits that her critiques are accurate. He wants to know a little bit more about Jill. Can she sing? He wants to vibe. She should sing, lay down some harmonies, and Jill is flattered. Lauren is obviously disconnected with how to cook, so bad that she doesn't even know how to boil basic ramen. The doorbell rings, and it's Jadakiss and his crew on the security cameras. Eric lets them in. Lauren listens from another room as Jada explains that he wants his money back. Eric owes him $750K. He wanted the money to pay off Muffin's debt. He's old school, and he needs to get his money paid back by the end of the night, or he can take it back to the streets. It's 5 hours until Billboard. They prep for press meetings, and the ladies tease about how Naomi has an upcoming date and what will she do and what will she say, while Bree is in makeup and Jill is late again. Jill finally arrives and lets them know that she did a song with Wyclef. She's still dedicated to the group, but that was an opportunity she couldn't resist. They're all happy for her song and they give her their blessing. Eric gives them final notes before speaking to the press. Don't let them divide you. They announce the world tour. The media quickly jumps to Jill, how her hierarchy and newfound fame is rising as a solo artist. And Little Muffin is opening for the Queens. And what will stop them this time from imploding? The group handles the questions well. That there's no hierarchy, they're co-headlining, and they've evolved as a group. And after the tour, they're working on another album. After the press meeting, Lauren wants to know what will they do to give Jada back his money. Eric doesn't want to ask or inform the women about what's going on because he's just now getting their trust back. But Lauren wants to help. Some guy is always in her DMs about giving a private show. It would be an hour's work for $250K. Seems like a gig. She learned in rehab that you have to take ownership of your actions. Eric says okay, but he wants to be present and he needs to make sure that everyone else is okay. Eric gets the news about Val's mom and he shares the details. Her mom's real name is Valentino Gargoza. She has a long rap sheet of aggravated assault, armed robbery, 4 counts of fraud, and she's been in and out of prison since she was a teenager. On top of that, she's not her mom. She claims that she had Val when she was 19, but at 19, she was locked up in Maryland. Everything is a con. Valeria is upset that this is why I don't trust people. When I trust people, it only leads to me being hurt, and then people look at me crazy because I don't trust people. She thinks that this so-called con knows about who her real mom is, and she wants to figure out everything now. Eric wants Valeria to remain chill. The goal is to remove the con quietly. If she knows they know the truth, she might behave violently. Tina confronts Jill. She loves that Jill is afraid that she may go to the press and tell how evil she is and how everything is really a lie. No amount of money, time, or anything that she does will make her happy because she's evil, and her day of reckoning is coming. Tina even spits on Jill's vehicle before walking away. Before Bree and Naomi go in for the date, Bree sees the location and says that she can't go in. She just wants Naomi to have a good date and be herself. Rodrigo and Naomi both agree that this whole dating thing is weird. Naomi doesn't want to waste time and lets him know that it's no secret what he really wants. He declines the offer of sex and really wants to get to know her. She doesn't seem to be easy, and anything rewarding is difficult, and they deserve to both take their time and be just like music. Lauren and Eric arrive to the spot of this private performance and meet Walter Westcott. He's raised over $80 million because of his new app. He's a billionaire, and Eric demands to go with them, but Walter assures that Muffin will be just fine. Bree reminisces about her husband, and then Naomi calls. Naomi is scared because Rodrigo really digs her. Bree encourages her that sex is sex, but a true connection is special. She wants her to return to the date. Valeria returns home and tries to keep her cool, but she can't resist. She tells Valentina her con is over and wants her to leave. She even threatens to call the cops. Valentina knows the info about her real mom. Her real mom won't even reach out to her. She knew the information. That's what made the con so easy. If she lets her go quietly, she'll give her a name. It's Rosalind Marquez. Now, Valencia needs to keep her word of no cops. If she doesn't, she'll find out what she's capable of, and her rap sheet was only the things that she got caught for. Muffin is being treated like an animal at the zoo. People are stopping and touching her hair and are even taking pictures. Walter then offers some blow. He thinks that the rehab was just a stunt. He paid $250K for the entire Muffin experience, and the customer is always right. Eric tries to split up the nonsense, but Walter's security has been instructed to throw him out. He won't leave until Muffin has her money and until he knows that she's safe. Walter offers the blow again, and Eric says that she doesn't have to do this. So Lauren and Eric decide to both leave. They apologize to one another as they leave the party and are upset that the situation got that far. Naomi and Rodrigo closed their date with a special kiss. She's going on tour soon, and Rodrigo says that they can hang out a little longer that evening if she likes. Naomi gets text from Bree, and she's drunk. Her and Jeff had their first date where they are currently located, and she's sad. Naomi doesn't want the night to end, but she wants to be there for her friend. He tells her to go be with her friend, and he understands. Wyclef listens to their playback and feels that it's a hit. Jill, although, has a lot on her mind. Wyclef wants to produce her solo album after the tour, but she's contracted to record with the Queens. He tells her groups don't last forever and she should think about her own career. But Jill declines the offer. She is who she is because of the Queens. She can't keep hurting people that she loves. Val spies on Valeria coming out of the police department, and she's upset. We even see that there is a weapon in the passenger seat. Bree talks with Naomi, and she's still grieving. Bree is sad that Naomi went through so much drama by herself. The Valeria situation, Eric, and then later being a mom alone. She wished that they had a better relationship back then to be able to talk to each other. Jill and Valencia arrive, and Jill apologizes for her behavior, but they all have their faults. While picking up some spilled chips, Bree notices under the bed the envelope Jeff gave her before he passed away, and that he told her to read just in case he didn't make it. It contains the password of his laptop. He left her a video. He apologizes for his mistakes and is thankful for her sacrifices. He took all of that for granted. He wants her to do what makes her happy and that he loves her. They all wipe away their tears and get a text from Eric that their first billboard is ready. Minutes later, Eric waits in the car, texting. Jadakiss arrives and demands his money. He wants 10% of the cut of the Queen's tour profits. But Eric says that he can't give away money that doesn't belong to him, so they began to beat up Eric. As Eric tries to drive away, we skip to the billboard location. As everyone views the billboard, the gunman approaches. Everyone screams as Eric tries to calm down the shooter, letting them know that he'll get the money. But shots ring out, and he tackles the shooter. They wrestle, but the person gets away. As we hear the car peel off, Eric turns around. The additional shot went to Bree, straight to the chest. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. So in this episode, we learn that Eric is shot in the upper area on the shoulder, and Bree has been shot in the chest. So 2 shots were fired, and we still don't know who the gunman is. The gunman got away as they were wrestling. The key points to remember to this mystery is it's going to boil down to 2 things. Now, we have in the previews showing that someone does confess and show their face and admit what they did. So it's a good guess that this is somebody that they know. Anybody that's coming up front and saying that, oh, this is what I did, sounds like it's very, very personal, because if it was just another gun person, right, they just would have did the job they were hired to do and just leave. They could care less. One of my predictions was correct, though, early in the season about Eric, about the promoter letting the cat out of the bag, that he's barely making it financially and that he's renting the house up on the hill and he's living this life that he really doesn't have. And my prediction was one of the things is either that it was a jealous lover. Okay. We also have the predictions of Muffin being involved with narcotics. Okay. That could be somebody that she dealt with in the past that we don't know about, or it could be somebody that has a debt that they're collecting from Eric. Now, this could just be a writer's distraction. This could just be something to make us think, oh, it has to do with it. It's a debt, so they're after him, so they're getting rid of the situation. Doesn't really seem too feasible for me that if Jadakiss, the character has been doing what he's been doing for years, it doesn't seem like it would be that sloppy. It kind of seems like he would hire somebody to do a better job of finishing this situation And they were finishing it, if you notice, in private, away from everybody, kind of in a woodsy area. So it doesn't really make sense that he would hire somebody to get rid of the problem, on a street in front of a billboard, well lit, So, and I also predicted that I think the shooter is female. The little feet, seems kind of short. The way that they were holding the weapon. If you watch a lot of murder mysteries, I said one of the, giveaways was that first the shooter was holding the weapon with two hands. Not saying that somebody that's male won't hold it with two hands, but it looks like majority of the time timid shooters hold it with both hands because of reconsideration and because of the force of the weapon. And majority of women, when it comes to detective shows and statistics, usually they hold it with both hands because of the kickback from the weapon. So it's highly likely that this is either a very young person that was doing something, trying to be hard or trying to be a part of a gang or whatever the case may be, and did this. Or this is a woman, because the feet were very little. So that's kind of giving it away too. So with the showing us the clip of the episode of next week, kind of lets me know this is a situation of probably somebody that they know. There's so many bones that they're throwing us and so many things that just have us clueless about who it is. It's doing two things. It's keeping me connected with the show and interested of who is the shooter and who is this. But at the same time, they're really kind of dragging it along. In the other reviews that I did for the other episodes, I said that it was a developing plot. They have several developing plots that keep you pulled in. Unfortunately, you have to question, are there too many plots going on at once? Because what it can do is it can exhaust your audience. Exhaust your audience so much so where they're like, I'm not going to even watch it anymore. They're just dragging us out week after week and they're only giving us so many clues at a time. That was the kind of frustrating thing with How to Get Away with Murder. It was a building plot, but the difference between that and Queens is that How to Get Away with Murder gave us storylines that weren't stretching and that weren't just keeping us dragging, and details that were just kind of like, what's going on? With Queens, unfortunately, I hope that the audience isn't getting distracted. I did mention in the last episode that unfortunately the ratings are dropping. So I think that's what's happening. People are like, okay, come on. It took you to episode 7 to just give me some type of inclination about who this person is. Are you serious? We still have the mystery, right, of who's JoJo's dad. And if they're going to episode 10, how much of everything in season 1 is going to be pulled forward into season 2? If they do that, it's highly likely that the show will not return for another season. And I think it's all due to how they create the trailers as well. Before this show even began, I said, the trailer looks a little cheesy and it's on ABC, and what's up with the songs and things like that. But when watching it, it was very entertaining. I think a lot of people were swayed just from the previews of the show because they're like, what's going on? Who is this? They're trying to rap, they're trying to sing, not understanding that's the plot of the characters, that the characters are rapping, that, I think it's just misunderstood by the trailers, by the promotional trailers about this show, because it started off very strong at the beginning when we're looking at the ratings. But unfortunately, this far into the season, a lot of people are like, okay, just tell me the mystery. Who's JoJo's dad? Because we've gone all this time believing, or some people, I'm not 100% sure that Eric is the dad of JoJo. Because we still had the possibility of Cam. It's like, where did Cam's character go with all of this going on? Has Cam not revisited her? Because remember, when I say her, I'm talking of Naomi. The last time we talked with Naomi, she had this deal on the table and there was all of this stuff. Is he angry? Is he just not talking to her anymore? He came to her and said, hey, am I JoJo's dad? Okay, what was up after that? It was kind of like that part of the script was just kind of dropped and left hanging. That is because there are Too many things that are going on that are buildable plots, and we're not getting those questions answered in a way that's fast enough. And it's only season 1. You don't want to exhaust your fans and the viewers just in season 1, because they're just going to be like, okay, what's the point of me doing? They're going to do the same thing in season 2. They're going to give me all these plots, and it's going to be dragged along, and I'm not going to know anything till the 7th or 8th episode. That can be frustrating to a lot of people. I hope that the writing and the speed changes with episodes 8, 9, and 10, because it is getting a little exhausting. Let's cross our fingers and hope that the writing speeds everything up, because if it speeds everything up, that's great. But it seems like episode 8 will be a tearjerker. It's gonna be sad. Oh, I'm gonna be here for you, please make it. But will that slow down the speed of the season? We have to wait a whole nother week for that just to find out who the shooter is? I don't know. I'm gonna hang in there, you guys, just to see what's going on and what's happening. We have so much going on. We have so much going on with Muffin. We have so much going on with Val, and so many suspects. So many people that could be the suspect right now. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Hit that like button, okay? Share this video. Check out the pinned comment of the recommended links and different shows below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_e, so you don't miss the sneak peeks about what's coming up next and what's going on with me personally. I put my personal stuff on there every now and then. In the meantime, in between time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.